everybody, and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It is our coverage of League One. Let's get the pleasantries over with. We have an incredible game at the end of this. Stay on till the end to hear our predictions for it. Leave a like, leave a comment, check out our Patreon, and very quickly before we get started, I'd like to highlight a comment from last week. It was Steve Nifton or Knifton who said, as a Peterborough United fan, I never miss your vlog. Great stuff. I've had a long day. Anything to make me feel better. Thank you, sir. You're very kind. And Ian, very quickly, remind me, who won League One predictions last week?
I don't want to talk. I'll put it on the screen, but I don't want to talk about it because, one, I've taken a vow of silence, which I'm currently breaking, which isn't great for a YouTube channel. And two, I feel I've been well and truly bumfucked, for lack of a better word. Absorb to you.
These aren't the scores you're looking for. Yes, right. Well, I smashed Ian 10-9. 3 perfect scores because I am a Don. A Don. But we start this week with an mouth-watering tie. Crewe Alexandra versus Sunderland.
The promotion push for Sunderland is back on. They've very slowly turned that big tanker truck around, or big oil tanker, and they're finally heading in the right direction. A very solid 2-0 win. They're in really good form. Fans must be, I wouldn't say delighted, but moderately pleased. Maybe like having a, I don't know what they drink up in. They're quite a sophisticated bunch, so I'll say they're having a nice can of special brew with their evening, and a warm can of special brew. And they'll be looking forward to playing Crewe at the weekend and expecting a big win. Although, as we know, the Alex are not to be taken lightly.
No, they're not to be taken lightly. They beat the famous Accrington Stanley 2-0 tonight. It's a good result for them. It arrests quite a slide that they've been on after 2 straight losses and some kind of poor play. 3-1 to Sunderland.
I think that they will win. Same score they won this game today against Fleetwood. They'll win by 2-0.
AFC Wimbledon versus Colchester City.
Hull keep throwing in weird results, Tom. And it is not going well for them. And I would say their fan base must be absolutely pulling their hair out. Whereas I don't even know what they'd be drinking in Hull. They threw away a 3-0 win against Doncaster at the weekend and then played up against Ipswich, the side who can never score, and lost 1-0.
Yeah, I don't condone Hull fans for the fury they seem to have towards their manager right now. They're still on 53 points. They're still well in with it. But my God, they can't get form going for love nor money. That 3-3 draw was absolutely nuts. You thought they'd nailed on a win. It was 2-0. It was 3-1. And then they managed to concede. Was it the 95th minute? Is that right? Did I get that right?
Not 12 minutes of injury time, James Coppinger.
102nd minute. Something like that.
There you go.
It was nuts. It's insanity, but they only have themselves to blame. They've lost again. Whereas Wimbledon finally got a win today against Gillingham, which is a good result for them. It helps pull them out the relegation zone. And all right, Ian, you go first on this one because I went first last time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game. It's a massive win for AFC Wimbledon. Got a goal really late on. I'm just going to back Hull, though. I just think eventually, you know, got to get a win somewhere along the line. I'm going to go for AFC Wimbledon 1, Hull City 2.
Can't believe it. I'm copying you. 2-1.
I thought you might do. Bristol Rovers versus Shrewsbury Town.
Joey is in town. Bristol Rovers are ready for a fight. Do you know that I've actually heard that at their training ground, there are no footballs out. It's just boxing. Bare-knuckled to the death. By the end of this week, only half of the Bristol Rovers team will actually still be there. Joey has promised that if they survive, he will bite the opposing manager's nose off in the tunnel to celebrate the fine victory. Exactly. Well, he's basically Danny DeVito, so yeah. You need to talk.
I do like the image of day one of training, just like being a ring in the middle of the field, and all the players have to come in and try and see if they can last a round against Burton. But he can use anything he likes. They got to use standard boxing rules, and he can use anything. But
did you just see with a baseball
look,
everything comes in?
Yeah, look, it's shocking start though. Shocking start. Bristol Rovers, Charlie, our fucking Bristol Rovers fan. What must you be doing? Congratulations on getting to 1,000 subs. and they just had this great win, and now they've gone and thrown it away by losing 2-1 to Wigan. Wow. He's got some work to do, Barton. Real work to do. It's got to start really against Shrewsbury. But this is not going to be an easy game against Shrewsbury Town.
They're one of the form teams in the league. They just beat Milton Keynes Dons, who I think were, we talked about this pre-show, on the best run of anyone else in the league outside Peterborough. Beat them 4-2 as well. If I am correct, it was a come from... No, they were in... Shrewsbury were in charge the entire time. The Will Creek gets sorted. But I personally don't think Bristol Rovers stand a chance in this game. What do you think?
I think they'll stand a chance. I think they might. I think they'll come out a bit of a draw. Actually, I think it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Ooh, Ian Allen going.
We're giving him some shit. We do. I mean, Barton's literally had a day to prepare for that game, and he'll have a bit longer to prepare for this one. And I think he'll get them organised, if the very least.
Has nothing to do with Joey Barton. Has to do with having watched Bristol Rovers. 3-0.
True. 3-0
to the Shrews. Charlton Athletic versus Blackpool.
So another game called off for Blackpool for a waterlogged pitch, the only game that wasn't played. And Charlton have become the latest victim of Jimmy Floyd.
Mate, we'll go into this later, but Charlton Athletic, another one of those clubs that just can't seem to have kept their early season form going, fallen down the table at one point, leading, I'm pretty sure, but they've only got one win in their last 5.
Yeah, well, I think we do have a few Charlton fans that watch our channel, so if you let us know what's going wrong, because it's interesting. I don't understand why you have become very sort of sloppy and very erratic as of late.
Ian, can you quickly, before I foot and mouth syndrome myself, Blackpool were in this league last year.
They were.
So Blackpool are that famous club that can't ever seem to string together 2 wins and then a third one. But this year, they're doing very well at this middle juncture of the season. They got 4 wins in their last 5. They're looking really strong. Now, a playoff push might be beyond them unless they can string together another 10 straight wins. But they're looking a formidable side again, like a side that we would probably say could get near the promotion places like we do every bloody year.
Yeah, they flirt. They like to flirt with it, don't they? As do, well, Charlton have certainly flirted with it at times this season as well. But I'm going for a Blackpool win in this one. Our Tangerine Matt will be delighted with us, and hopefully he'll send in another prediction video this weekend. I'll go for a Blackpool win by 2-1.
Well, Ian, I'm going to go a little bit bolder than that. I'm going to go 2-0.
Here we go. I couldn't wait to talk about this one. Not Fleetwood. Accrington. It is Fleetwood versus Accrington.
Ian, before you decide to throw shade in my direction, remind me, where do Oxford United sit and where do Accrington Stanley sit?
Nothing about Oxford United in this particular segment, Thomas. If I remind you, Oxford United beat Accrington 4-1 earlier on the season, so we know who are the dominant side in this fierce rivalry between the two clubs.
Accrington Stanley remain the ultimate punch-drunk fighter in this league. No one knows how they're here. They came into the league. They were already 12 hours into a drinking fest, and yet they're still hanging tough with the big boys. They're still attacking. They're still defending well. They did lose 2-0, but Accrington Stanley have been doing that recently. They get a couple wins, a couple draws, and they throw a loss in every now and then because they're Accrington freaking Stanley. How are they this high up, this large in the league? Not only that, they've got games in hand on pretty much everyone above them except Doncaster Rovers. They continue to make me happy just because they're Accrington Stanley and they're playing so well. And they're doing it in that way that we said every week is the right way. They're still playing attacking football. They don't park the bus, and that means they lose every now and then. But they won't lose against this Fleetwood Town side because Fleetwood Town are garbage, even without Joey Barton. Not seeing a huge amount from this club I like. And, go back to our preview video. Maybe I'll remember to tag it if I can be bothered. But they offer nothing going forward. It's been a real problem for them, and they lost again. So they're going to lose, and they're going to lose to Accrington Stanley 2-0.
Normally I would come out and say Accrington have been found out, but I can't because they're playing Fleetwood, and as you're right, Fleetwood are in absolute free fall. They're doing terribly, and I'm going to back Accrington to win as well. I think it'll be. I've been doing a lot of 2-1s, so let's carry on that mantra. No, let's go one better. Fleetwood 1, Accrington 3.
Do you remember when you did an entire round of predictions and your only score was 2-1?
No, it was 3-1.
3-1. Sorry.
I lost that week. Ipswich Town versus Doncaster Rovers.
Ipswich won.
Hey.
I mean,
Yeah.
their fans must be fuming right now. They were one game
Thomas,
away.
it's all part of his game plan. Get a 0-0 draw at home against Northampton, back that up with a 0-0 draw against Oxford, and then try and beat the easiest side of the lot, Hull away.
Exactly. Who could beat a Northampton or an Oxford when you could play Hull?
Exactly.
Huge result for Paul Lambert. All of a sudden, all the pressure must be off him. They're only 5 points off a promotion place again. Like, it's actually insane. Doncaster, on the other hand, total freefall. They go out, they beat Oxford United, they then lose 3 straight, draw an absolute mad match at 3-3. Like, well done to them. Genuinely fantastic. But they've picked up 4 points in the last 15 available. They've gone from second place and second or third in the league to 6th and only 3 points ahead of a club called Accrington Stanley. Yeah, Accrington Stanley. Yeah, they're only 3 points above Accrington Stanley. So I actually think I might back Ipswich.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to go 1-0 to Ipswich.
You arrogant son of a bitch. Your fucking hubris is a disgrace.
Okay.
I'm going to go for a Doncaster win. I think, I think Ipswich, it's a lot. It shows you the difference if they take the lead in a game because they have got a very good defence and they can usually shut a game out. But I just think they can't carry on a bad run just like Hull couldn't. And I think Doncaster will win. I think it will be, oh bloody hell, I'm going to go the same score again, aren't I? 2-1 Doncaster.
I just want you to know that I'm definitely going to beat you on an Ipswich Town perfect score to win 10-9 again this week.
Yeah, well,
you are going to be fuming.
Well, especially if you don't back Oxford, you're definitely going to win.
Peterborough United versus Wigan Athletic.
You would think it's got to be Peterborough all day long, haven't you? But Wigan just threw this crazy result in today that you just didn't see coming, and
out of nowhere.
But logic tells me that Peterborough are the form side in this league, and they're quite and the fact that they've absolutely smashed Plymouth, who are very good at home, and Peterborough are usually bad away, 3-0, shows me that they are getting their shit together at the right time. And I think, not to just because we can't talk forever about every game, I think Peterborough will win this by 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, Peterborough at home, they don't lose at home. I'll go 3-0. And I will just very quickly say that if Peterborough can throw together another 5 wins to back up these 5 wins, no one catches them at the top at that point.
Plymouth Argyle.
Green Army.
There we go. Versus Lincoln City. You dirty imps.
Lincoln City have fallen off the top of the table with their draw today. They drew 2-2 with lowly, the club that will not be named, although Ian will always say the name right at the end and then face palm into himself. But a 2-2 draw. Lincoln are still one of the best clubs in the league. They've had a little bit of a sticky patch. They've got 3 draws in their last 4 matches. But what?
I was going to say, you are the man that knows about sticky patches.
Oh, for God's sake. I need a new partner. But Plymouth lost. They lost to Peterborough, didn't they? Today was it today? Yeah, they lost 3-0 to Peterborough today. But they're normally a very good side at home. Ian, I can't believe this. I'm jumping in front of you. I'm going with a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I think a draw as well. But Lincoln, man, Lincoln, come on! You've got to literally put these. You've got to put this fodder away. You fell behind to them twice and had to get out of jail.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope it's not the start of a bad run because they've done really well this season. And but I also think this could be a draw. I'm going to go Desmond 2-2.
Vanquishers of Oxfordshire, Portsmouth hosts Gillingham.
Now, I thought that we had an agreement with Pompey that they would never beat us. We had this little script and it was all really nice. You know, they generally play better. They take the lead. We get back into the game one way or another. And I don't know. They've gone off script. They've gone off grid. They've clearly gone without it. I'm absolutely livid. And we also had an agreement that they would play Bass in goal. Butterfingers Bass. And even if he's injured, and they've gone against it. So I'm really pissed off with Portsmouth, although they did deserve to beat Oxford today. And I think that and Gillingham are just erratic as hell. And I think there'll be no problem for the keep wanting to call them the Pompey The Pompey. The Pompey. 2-0 to Pompey.
2-0 to Pompey. Yeah, I'm going to do that normal thing I do where I veer wildly between being an Oxford United supporter and pretending I hate them. Portsmouth, fantastic result. So good, beating the scum from Oxfordshire 1-0.
You're never that bad normally.
Performance on their part. Came to the Kazam and just blitzkrieged them. No, but it was, as you said in the review video, which is up in the corner, it was the one piece of skill won the game. I think they're going to be too good for Gillingham. I think they're on a pretty decent run now that they've beaten Oxford 3-0.
Well, yeah, that actually was an important win because that came off the back of 2 crappy losses. Yeah. And I mean, I just watched it, and when I was watching Pompey, I was just thinking, how did you lose 3-1 to Bristol Rovers? I mean, I'm going to guess the answer is they played shit because they just don't look like they should lose to anyone. They're so solid as a rock.
It's whenever Portsmouth and Sunderland win a football game, you go, how do you ever lose? And then they lose the game, and you're like, how'd you lose?
And Pompey will probably lose to Gillingham and they'll play shit. And I was just thinking, why couldn't you play like that against us?
Exactly.
Hey ho.
Oh my god, Ian. It's the best match of the week. Your favourite club, Rochdale, host Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's Burton Albion.
Thomas, there's conflict. There's conflict in my heart between the good and light of the Sith and the dark and the evil of the Jedi. Have I got that the right way around? I think I do.
Yes.
Because Rochdale are obviously near and dear to my heart, but Burton are flying up there in terms of the love I feel for them. And Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is just doing a fantastic job. Northampton just about hanging on. They've actually battened down the hatches a little bit and been a bit more solid. Managed to get a 0-0 draw today against Northampton, and I think they actually got a clean sheet in the last game they played as well. I might be completely wrong with that. You're
doing that thing where you call clubs different names, but he's saying Rochdale had a 0-0 draw with Northampton, not Northampton.
Yes, that's back-to-back 0-0 draws, Thomas. They had a 0-0 draw against Plymouth. So, Harry Murphy he's decided that we score a goal, you score a goal tactic is not going to work. So now he's just gone with nobody scoring shit. And why not just carry that on? Third 0-0 draw in a row for Rochdale. 0-0.
Absolutely not. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank won't let it happen. If it's 0-0 come the 70th minute, he subs himself in, scores a wonder goal from 30 yards and a flying header. 2-0 to Burton Albion.
Yeah, wonderful result again for them today. And they look like they're going to be comfortable by the end of the season.
Well, I mean, if Wigan hadn't won, they were off the bottom of the table for the first time in like 20 rounds of football, and that would have been a fantastic sight. Instead, they're now only 3 points from safety. Know,
Tom, it's not where you are after 20 rounds, it's where you are after 21 rounds, I think. There you go. We'll go with that. The club that could not be named versus Northampton Town.
Before we start, I just want to say you've done a fantastic job not saying their name thus far. Please, Ian, stay strong. If not, William Golder and the Oxford fans will disown you. But Swindon Town.
Don't say it!
The club that must not be named had a very credible 2-2 draw with Lincoln. That comes off another good result for them the week before, which if I can get it up in front of me and actually quote it correctly, was a 2-1 win over Crewe Alexandra. I don't like that they're picking up points, but they are. They're out of the relegation zone now. But if we're being honest, Northampton is the most boring club in the league, so I'm just going 0-0.
And this is you can say this is me being a Oxford fan and just pouring shit on the top of the club that cannot be named, but I think they have been the biggest disappointment this season. I think they've underachieved out of everybody so far.
Really?
I do.
Burton included.
I think they should be comfortably mid-table. And the fact that they've just been languishing in a relegation fight pretty much all season has not been good enough. I would have expected them to have turned it around and move up the table. This is a game they really should be winning against Northampton. But as I can't back them, I have to back Northampton to get this rare win. And they, to me, look odds-on to go down now. But they'll win this game by 1-0. It's never going to happen in a million years.
So who's scoring the nil?
Nil. Northampton 1. Right, Oxford fans. It is alarm bells are ringing. It's brown trousers time. It is time for the main event.
Milton Keynes Dons versus Oxford United.
You can't be backing Oxford in this one.
I'm not. I'm not. The form is too poor. Like, even listening to you talk about Oxford right now hurts my soul. And MK Dons are probably the second best form team in the league. They had a rare loss today, but I'm not seeing it.
Tom, I believe, and I've done a lot of research, so you don't have to. I believe the Milton Keynes Dons are the oldest football club in the UK.
The English pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pyramids in England.
They date back from, I believe it's 1776.
I believe.
Same time the Mayflower left.
I believe once they discovered the sarcophagus of Tutankhamun, he was wearing a Milton Keynes Don shirt.
I liked the foam finger attached to his hand. MK Dons, number 1.
Look, I'm worried about this game for Oxford. I really am. I don't think it's a side Oxford want to be playing. We lost there by 1-0 last season. We're not in good form. We start games really slowly. MK Dons are really, really good at controlling games from what I've seen so far this season. They've got goal scorers in the side like Will Grigg and Cameron Jerome. I think it's going to be a really tough afternoon for Oxford United, but we need to be back to our best. We beat them at the Kassam. I don't know how we really beat them at the Kassam Stadium, but we did. So let's hope we can do it at Stadium MK. And it's a return to his old stomping ground for Robbo, and it's going to be good news for Robbo. But Oxford won't be wearing white, so they certainly won't be the biggest looking side on display. But they will win somehow by 2-1.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I'm going to give my prediction. I think it's going to be a 3-1 Dons win. Dons looking really strong outside of the freak performance today, but the way Oxford are playing.
If you had to pick a colour for a club to wear, which to make them look like colossi, what colour would you pick?
Bright red. All for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Check out all our social media. We are on Patreon. Please get on there and support us. We really do appreciate it. We make a lot of content, and we love having you guys be part of this. Normally, I end this by letting Ian say something, but Will Grigg scored today, so instead, in an effort to ruin the editing chance he has here, I'm just going to sing us out. Will Grigg's on fire. Your defense is terrified. Now Will Grigg's on fire.